We are back today with another After Effects tutorial. I'm going to create 5 different text animations using simple techniques. Let's just go ahead and open After Effects. Okay, first of all, I'm going to create a new composition. Let's change the settings. Okay. So for the first one, let's make a text layer. Let me just change the settings. Align it and okay. So I'm going to put keyframes on the scale property over here. Scale it up. And then I'm going to add opacity over here. And again, scale it down. And reverse the opacity for the end of this layer. Alright, now I'm going to just adjust these keyframes. Okay, this looks pretty good now. Now let's change the interpolation of these keyframes. I'm going to ease these keyframes and I think we should be done after that. Okay, this one actually looks pretty good now. So I'm going to just duplicate this layer and change the text in it. Let's see, I want to type typography for this layer and align it to the artboard and then drag this layer forward where you can see, yeah, it looks good here. Okay, then I'm going to duplicate this again and change the text in the third layer. Okay, let me just align it to the artboard. Align this layer again. Okay, this doesn't look good. Okay, so this is the first type of animation that we can do using these simple steps in After Effects. Okay, now for the second one, I'm again gonna use text layer. Let me just adjust the size and alignment of this layer. Then I'm going to duplicate the layer and change the text. Alright. Align the layers and let me just change the font. Okay. So the next step I want to do is I'm going to create a mask on both of these text layers. So just make a rectangle over the first one, and then I'm going to duplicate this rectangle and place it on the second layer. Now I'm going to select both of the text layers, and you can see over here we can change the option to alpha matte. Okay, now you can see there is a rectangle, but you can't actually see it, it's hidden. Let me just adjust these rectangles a little bit, and now I'm going to put keyframes on the position for these text layers. I want this text coming from the bottom, and for this layer I want it coming from the top. Now you can see what kind of animation we have here. I'm going to just ease these frames. Okay, this looks pretty smooth now. So this is the masking technique in After Effects for text animation. This is pretty simple and easy to use, and we can just make a lot of good animations using this technique. So for the third one, again I'm using this text layer, and I'm just going to create a little rectangle over here. The idea is to move the rectangle across the text and just reveal the text when it is moving. Let me just adjust rectangle, the square. Oh sorry, it's not rectangle, it's a square. And then I'm going to put keyframes on the position for this rectangle. As you can see, just like that. It will reveal the text while moving forward. And then I'm going to add a little bit of size while it's moving. Well, you have to be a little bit creative with the graph editor. With this way you can make a lot of cool animations using just the graph. So okay, now I'm going to create a mask on this text. Just draw this rectangle over here, and I am going to parent this rectangle with the little square over here, just like that. And the next thing that I am going to do is change the mask to alpha matte inverted. So now when you move across the timeline, you can see the text is revealing itself. You can do this animation both ways. You just have to, just change the direction of the square, and you can just reveal it from the other side. I'm going to change the keyframes, and let me just show you right here. Okay, I have to change this alpha matte. Yeah, something like that. You can also do this kind of animation in After Effects using these little tips. Okay, so for the next one, I'm gonna use something like masking that we did before. You can see that I've created a rectangle for the mask, and I'm going to just put it underneath the text layer. So when we do that, you can see what's gonna happen when I'm going to change it to alpha matte inverted. You can see that text layer is being cut out from the rectangle, and then we are going to animate this rectangle. So now I'm going to put a keyframe on the position for the rectangle that we have here, just like that. This layer is going to be revealed in that manner. So we have these keyframes, and I'm going to ease these keyframes and just change the graph. So you can see there is a nice and smooth animation on our timeline. And also another thing that I am going to do here is hide this rectangle when it's coming down. Alright, now you can see what we did here. The rectangle is just appearing from the upside, and when coming down it will reveal the text. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do with the next layer, which is typography, I'm going to create a line which is going to reveal the text. So for this line, let me just drag it down. Okay, this line will reveal the text layer that we have right here. For this one, first of all, I'm going to create another mask, another rectangle which is going to mask this layer, and I'm going to parent this rectangle with the line that we have here. Let me just rename these layers so it will be easy for me to understand that what I'm doing. Okay, so we have this alpha matte on this text, and now I'm going to parent this box to the line. Then we are going to put keyframe on position property for this line, and when we drag it down, you can see it is revealing the text typography with it. Easy ease these keyframes. Add a little smoothness to the effect, and now all we have to do is just arrange these layers so we can get a really good thing out of it. And also for the line, I want to just reveal the line before it animates and reveal the text. So just open this up and add a property which is trim path. Now open trim paths, and you can see these sliders. I'm going to just reveal it from the middle, so just change these properties, both of them to 50. Now I'm going to put keyframes on start and end, and just I'm going to take it down the start to 0 and the end property to 100. Now you can see what kind of animation we have here. Let's adjust these properties a little. Yeah, it looks pretty good now. So these are the steps that we can use to create this kind of animation in After Effects. Just some little tips and techniques that everyone use in their own way. Okay, so this is it for this text animation. Moving on to the next one, we have this another text layer in our composition, and I am going to just add a property, animation properties, and I am going to use scale. Okay, so we have these some properties of this effect down here, so I'm going to just turn the scale down to the 0, all the way down to the 0, and then I'm going to reveal the text using these start and end properties, something like that. And I'm going to put a keyframe on this property and just drag it down up to the 100 well for the end of the keyframe. Alright, so this is pretty simple. We have to add a little bit of dramatic effect in it, so I'm going to add another effect, and this time I'm going to just pop it out a little bit, so I'm just gonna scale it up a little bit, and then we are going to put the keyframes, and all we have to do is just adjust these keyframes a little bit so we can get the effect that we want. Let me just do it. Okay, so here we go. This looks pretty much better now. Alright, so make it a little bit more dramatic. We are going to add another property. I'm going to use position over here, and I'm going to just change the position of the text, so when it will reveal, it will be coming from the bottom. So again, just put the keyframes on the start position, take it up to 100, and okay, let me just adjust these keyframes a little bit. Yeah, it looks pretty much better now. Just adjust the keyframes, and yeah, this is it. I mean, this is way much better than before. So this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this tutorial, and if you do, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. See you next time.